Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today in the arena, we're going to be playing a go big blue kind of control-y, tempo-y, rampy thing. We're just going to call it Big Blue because, well, we cast expensive stuff and it's only mono blue, so that's exciting. But while you absorb the deck list and seep it into your pores, I just want to say thank you for watching my videos. I've said it a few times, but I can't stress enough that watching the content does support the content. Yes, I know there are ads, but it makes a big difference in my life. And you guys out there actually sitting through the content, watching it, and hopefully enjoying it means a lot to me. And if you don't support the content in other ways, like Patreon memberships, Twitch Prime, Twitch subs, all donations, all the other things, that's okay. Because as long as you're watching the content, that does support the content. And I want to thank you very much for watching the videos, which some would say I think I do an all right job remembering to thank people for that. But since lots of YouTubers say like and subscribe every video, I think I could just say thanks for watching a good amount of the time. So I appreciate you. Watching the content does support the content. Watch time is the measuring stick by which the channel actually knows if it's successful or not. And you guys have shown up day after day to make sure that I have it. So I appreciate it. Also, if you want to like and subscribe and support on those other things, if you're out there absolutely crushing it at life and you've got a few bucks and you watch more of my content than, say, Hulu Plus, then yeah, getting a membership or a Patreon tier would be nice. And you don't have to, though. Thank you very much to everybody. All right, let's talk about Big Blue. So, kind of a tempo deck and kind of a ramp deck. The biggest thing is that I want to get a little bit of a mana edge on my opponents who are trying to cast their all runs epiphanies, and the green decks that ramp so efficiently and play such efficient threats. So we're running 4 copies of Spell Satchel, which has Magecraft. You put an instant or sorcery, you play a book counter, you play, put, whatever. Anyway, instant, sorceries, book counters, tap it, mana. Spell Satchel helps you ramp up to bigger mana. Celestis does the same thing, so we have 6 little artificial ramp cards to play in the early game. In the mid game, we want to slam Imrith, Desert Doom, or Leer, Disciple of the Drowned with some Fading Hope backup because they can take over the game on their own. This card can be very difficult for a lot of decks to deal with, mono white especially, so that's fun. And then to keep the opponent off balance and from taking over the game, we have the 4 Fading Hopes, the 4 Divide by Zeros. We've got 4 copies here of Inscription of Insight. This has a kicker that basically doubles its cost, and you can choose one, but if it was kicked, you can do more than one. Return 2 creatures to owner's hands, so playing into the tempo game. Scrying 2 and drawing 2, helping us get the right cards to the right place. And target player, for some reason, creates an XX blue illusion creature token where X is the number of cards in hand. So it can create a threat and dig us to the cards that we need. Very exciting stuff. Spectral Adversary is the latest addition I have to the deck. I've tried versions without it, but since I added this, things got a lot better. Being able to put all that mana into something that phases to either dodge sweeper effects or just put the opponent's creatures out of phase for a while so that you can turn the tempo and attack them has been a big benefit, and you actually have the mana to sink into it, unlike most of the decks where you consider running this. However, if you just play it on turn 2 and block their Luminar Gas Pirate, that's not bad either. Sometimes you got to get things off the battlefield. The rest of the deck, we got Jwaris to make sure we never miss a land drop / counter things along the way. We have a lot of things that make mana. And the Wish board has, of course, all the big blue stuff with 3 mascot exhibitions, 2 sciences, and 2 teachings of the archaics. That's what Divide by Zero gets. A few one-ofs hanging out are Disdainful Stroke and Negate, just to catch the occasional big spell with a crucial counter to take over and win the game. And we've got 3 copies of All Runs Epiphany, because I don't think you need 4. They get clunky, and they're really only good if you have an Imrith anyway. So the card I would trim here is either a Leer or an Imrith for the 4th Epiphany. Well, the 4th Epiphany isn't very good without an Imrith or a Leer, so no carts before the horse this time. No birds before the dragons. All right, 4 Faceless Haven in the mana base. No Hall of the Storm Giant. I wanted the fast, efficient beater Faceless Haven to put pressure on my opponent if they're sitting there doing nothing. And Hall of the Storm Giants just is way too much mana investment. I found I never activated it. And when it came out into the battlefield tapped, it actually did mess me up. This way, every land in the battlefield that isn't Jwari Disruption enters the battlefield untapped. So that's a look at Big Blue here. What do I expect? I expect good games against the Is It Colored decks that should hopefully be exciting but difficult. I expect a good game against Mono Green, who's probably going to have a really hard time killing Imrith and keeping their creatures on the board through all the bounce spells. I expect a good game against the Mono White deck that runs Sky Mall, Adeline, and a whole bunch of the 2 and 3 drops. I expect a bad matchup against Mono White when they're running the Code Spell Cleric version. God, I hate that deck, but it's still out there. If I can go first and accelerate into Leer or Imrith, I'll probably be able to stabilize, but if I go second, it doesn't matter really what I do. Bouncing their cheap cards doesn't do anything. Anyway, that's my overview of what I expect from the deck. Let's go play it, dive in, and let the nonsense begin. 99% gamer. They might have a hard time matching me with something because, you know, doesn't have a bunch of cards you see in the meta every single day. No ramp, which is unfortunate, but we have 3 lands, Spectral Adversary, Divide by 0, and Negate, so we can get some tempo going. I'm gonna add some dragonish sleeves. Spit on them. Make it rain. Yeah, baby. That's fun. That's fun. I gotta remember to play with the sleeves more often. Just dump it on them. Okay. Off to the battle. Opponent somehow got ahead of me and the Mastery Pass? What? Or did I just equip the wrong pet? Looks like they're gonna play green. Green is an interesting battle. On the play is pretty good. If they play like a pack leader, their 2-drop, whatever, we divide their 3-drop. Go from there. As long as we draw land, it should be pretty competitive. Whoa! Green-black. Ranger class. Nah. Negate works. I don't know if I'm supposed to negate that, though, in this matchup. They might have Storm the Festival, Ren in 7, Asika's Chariot. A lot of things I'd like to negate. It's just... we're a tempo deck. That's a tempo play. You. Duress in the main deck? That's mean. Why would you do such a thing? They'll probably take Divide, but that just means we play the adversary and start attacking and then cast Inscription. What's better, Divide or Inscription? Both are pretty good. Divide gets Teachings, which kind of draws cards back. Divide also annoys people. A little 2-1 beatdown. Yeah? You want some? Come get some. I attack. The tough thing about drawing Satchel later in the game is it's sometimes hard to fit into the curve. I'm for sure doing this. Turn down a draw 2 on an empty board? Never. 2 untapped lands. We'll keep the Haven. And untapped land is what we get. Hopefully if we empty out our hand, the Imrith does connect with the opponent. We want to draw a Divide by 0 or another counterspell or something to protect it. So Rolf. And you have another Duress? How many Duresses you run? Aggressive. Oh, Bloodchief's Thirst. Okay. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a counter on this. At the beginning of your upkeep, if it has 1 or more counters on it, you may remove them. Exile each permanent with mana value less than. Ooh. Right? Imrith? See if they have Soul Shatter, too. So far, they've completely dissected our strategy with exactly the right card at each place on the curve. Wolf is really good.
My children drench their
Jesus.
hands with the blood of my enemy. I will come.
What a game from the opponent. It's not over yet. If we play the Leer and they can't kill it, we have access to really good stuff. But if we just play the Leer and it dies, of course that's a disaster. If we attack with the Imrith, it's vulnerable to removal. This dies, this becomes a 5/5. It's a bad exchange. If I attack with the Haven, they double block it. This has 3 counters again. We could play the Satchel, hope to draw a spell, and then hope to play Lear in the future when we can protect it. Playing Lear here and getting it removed is game over. So I guess okay, if we're going to play this, they're going to need to remove it, which means this Imrith gets to attack. They're probably just going to chump it here. And now this is vulnerable. If they somehow have 2 removal spells they can cast, they did it, you know? They completely hacked the Matrix. This is the Hail Mary that could win the game, though. If we untap with these, we're right back in it. Also, if they spend their turn killing Lear, and we untap and use a bounce spell to get rid of their Spider, we might draw a bunch of cards with Imrith, and that might get us back in it. So that's our plan. Make one of those things happen. If they have all the answers, we lose, and life is sad. That is obnoxious, but not the worst thing that could happen. That is very strong. Holy crap. Vorinclex? What a mid-range deck. What a mid-range pile.
I'll tell you a secret.
Alright, so we can bounce. I think we bounce the Vorinclex. And we could also bounce the Seraph, or we could bounce the 2-1. If we bounce the 2-1, we get to hit the opponent's face with the Imrith and draw, which is great. We also get to hold up Divide by 0 to stop the Vorinclex on the way back. Yeah, I think we leave the Seraph alone. Let's go. So scary, but we're at 10, by God.
Traitors, all of you.
Very scary. But they can't just go for Vorinclex again. It runs right into Divide by 0. They can't activate Lair and attack all. We'll just Vorinclex their, or divide their Seraph. Okay. They get the Satchel. No big deal. I keep on going down to 1 Lear in my deck, and then even when I convince myself that 2 is fine, I end up drawing 2. It seems like a perfect one of. Just, you want to redraw your graveyard and lock up the game at a crucial point just once. I think we just take this, just sit on this divide, don't be afraid. Make the opponent play around it, make them find a way. They're at 12, they're just dead. Yeah. You don't want to go up on cards when you have Imrith to draw cards. I also think the game's over, but I'm just pointing out why I went to my hand instead of to the learn board there. So you die? Eh? It's a scary game. Opponent's deck actually looks kind of sweet. But it stepped between Big Blue and its victory. Hey, we got the numbers, baby. This hand is too slow. In every way. In every possible way. No artifact ramp whatsoever. Curve starts at 4 on the draw. Standard would be a beautiful place if you could keep these hands. Not good either. Not good either. What's up? We can't draw an artifact. 2 games in. It's impossible. Can't be done. So the opponent goes cave on 1. Well, they haven't run us over completely yet. That's nice of them. I think we foretell this. You're not usually in a hurry to slam the Spectral and beat down. I'm starting to think you're a Book of Exalted Deeds nonsense. Let's find out. That's obnoxious. Takes the Adversary, leaves the Imrith. Interesting draw. Let's see if we can catch a good spell with this. Probably need teachings because they'll have more spells than us if we can catch one spell this turn. Yeah? What you doing? Sure. I mean, Fading Hope is so good against this. They don't pump it. Weird. Okay, I'll just bounce you. Perfect. Needed that island. The plan is to divide the Elite Spellbinder by 0 when they try to cast it again. They try to cast Elite, we divide it, we go get teachings, we draw some sweet cards. They play Elite again. That's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Now they're playing around us. Do we want to play Adversary and kill this Adversary? It's an option. But I think we just pass. If they do nothing here, we just bounce both their creatures on end step and they have no board. Because I think they're just going to leave mana open. Yeah, see? They're cowards. Alright, back to hand. Good. Back to hand. Grab this. Opponent will probably take it with the Elite. But then we get a draw 3 with the Imrith. And then maybe another draw 3 with the Teachings. If they leave mana open, they might be planning to kill this, so we need to draw another divide by 0 or something. But if they leave mana open, they're falling behind. Because we played a 5/5 dragon. You got anything else? Because they might have Fateful Absence, right? They're playing like they have Fateful Absence. They really, really are. Okay. That's the problem with trying to be too clever with your white removal spells. I read you like a book. Oh, bingo. Dun 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 dun. You want to prevent my draw 3? No? Cool. Or my draw 2, I should say. Another divide, huh? So they're going to kill this. We can be confident. They're going to Fateful Absence this on their turn. We could divide it back to our hand and play it again, but that's so much mana investment. I'd prefer to just keep pressing an advantage. We now have the Spectral Adversary, the Teachings. We got a lot going for us, so let's play this. And keep it moving. Maybe I should have held back a bird. I just really wanted to, I don't know, I wanted to scare him. But if I hold back a bird there, that's pretty good. I gotta play Redain. Redain's a card. My poor Snowlands. So, Spectral Adversary can tap a lot of things. We should get the Spell Satchel going, though. And then we have mana for Divide and to draw. All pretty good. Stony Bindy. Here, puppy. Who's your goodish dog? Brutal Cathar. Exile a token, make the dog a 2/2. Playing around the Jwari, too. Clever. Let's make him do that again. Mascots? Mascots. I know they're expensive, but we're getting there. Boom. Alright, so Brutal Cathar takes out this, but they still don't have good attacks. How are we going to get rid of Redain? Our deck doesn't exactly reach out and kill things, so our best solution for Redain is just to have so much mana it doesn't matter. So what does this cost? This costs 10 if I kick it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Sure. Knock yourself out. Really gutsy if they attack here. Like know your hand gutsy. Like, I mean with the Spellbinder, because if I just bounce this, they lose their elite. So I'm going to touch a bunch of things and try to intimidate them. Dang it, it didn't work. The touching didn't work. It's fine. I think that they know that they have to be aggressive. Kick it for 10. All right. Redain, go away. Adversary, go away. I will target me for the token. We will pay an absurd price. Totally worth it. Oh, beauty. Oh, yes. Let's go. Fresh card. Let's go. They can Brutal Cathar this now, but that's okay. It costs a good amount of their mana. And we'll find a way to get it back. Maybe kick another inscription. Like, if they go for Redain and Brutal here, it's a pretty good turn for them. But they don't get to attack through the bird. They go for the token. You nasty. This says, whenever one or more cards are put into exile. I guess a token doesn't count. They don't go to exile, guys. They're removed from the game. Totally different. Opponent calling a judge. Judge! Yeah, okay. Gosh, are you going to play Fateful Absence again? I wonder. It won't work. Wrong. Spellbindy takes one for the team. They're gonna love this. Good game. Not the saltiest player I've played against. This is 8. This is 4. Return 2. Swing, swing. Got the job done. Webhead. I expect Spider Tribal. Wolf Tribal. This hand is sus. I'm gonna keep it though. Very awkward though. Like this adversary on 2, nothing on 3, nothing on 4, Imrith on 5. We've got to draw at least a curve filler for 3 or 4 that is good. Power Up Haven is not, you know, it might actually be. Maybe Power Up Haven is fine. Because if our opponent's playing some kind of Blood on the Snow control-y stuff, maybe it's exactly where we want to be. So really awkward to play an adversary into a Shambling Ghast, but I guess we got to work on killing them. Nice little Jwari there. Hopefully they don't have Deadly Dispute, or if they do, they play it and we counter it. A Portable Hole. Wow. Okay. You got him. Interesting. Oh my god. They're so careful. They're so careful. What are you, an accountant? What's going on here? Yeah. I'm sure they feel really good about that one. All right. I think we just draw. Good curve filler there. We want one untapped land. We don't need more Jwaris. Divide is nice. That was quick. So they don't have any more instants that could target their own Shambling Ghast, so they probably do have like Lolth. Lolthy nonsense. If Lolth comes down, we're in big trouble. I think we want to play this safe and play the Satchel and try to get some counters on it and threaten to divide or Jwari a Planeswalker. Lolth and Kaya. That's what the deck loves to do. It's not like powering through those Planeswalkers is easy, and there you go. There's one. Now we have to be aware of blood on the snow. 2 mana left. If we power up... If we play an Imrith here, and they go land blood on the snow... Ugh. If we wait for 1 more mana... It's not like we have nothing to do here. Slapping the opponent for 4 is a pretty good move. Okay. The Forgotten Archangel, huh? Interesting. Playing that out means they probably aren't going to blood on the snow, but who knows? I like big bounceable things. Wow, did I just say that? What are these words I come up with? Think we'll go mascots? Our opponent might have more cards in hand than us at some point soon, but not right now. Get you down. Opponent might play the Angel and try to spar in the air, which walks into Fading Hope. It doesn't defend well against this anyway. Yeah, they say go. All right. So if I attack and they block, we're happy, right? So we can save this. Okay, hit, draw. Cool. Eye Twitch. That'll need to get phased. We have enough mana to replay that. We could phase it, but we can only phase one thing, and I think it needs to be the Eye Twitch. We could also bounce the Eye Twitch. Nah, we can take it. No big deal. We can take it. It's fine. Another Vanishing Verse, or you'd think they'd use that on the Imrith. I hope they don't have Deadly Dispute. Deadly Dispute would be really good here for them. Bloodline Culling, okay. So another removal spell. That's okay. We've got another Imrith. There is a world where I might need more blue. So let's play like it could happen. Land off the top for the opponent. They go to end step. Do we bounce the Eye Twitch or the Archangel? They might block with the Cave. Maybe we just hold this and see how they want to block. Blow up a double block. Blow up the Archangel if they're going to block like they want that. Okay. Ooh, it's a lot of land. Okay, there's a lot of attacks here that could go bad. If they power up Cave and they block with Eye Twitch and Cave, that doesn't kill it. If they power up, if they just chump, they'll get this back because of this, so we bounce this then. All right. Boing. Let's see what the opponent gets. It's probably a way to remove this, if they have that in the board. Confront the past. They're gonna get back Kaya. That's not quite enough to Jwari. All right, well, if they get back Kaya and minus it, we want to max punish them for spending their turn that way. So let's do this. So we can attack them for a ton if they make that play. Hopefully they don't top deck Blood on the Snow. No blood on snow, please. Yes, you son of a... Oh my god. So lucky. That's so freaking lucky. All right, we draw Fading Hope. The opponent gonna play this, put a counter on it, and try to stabilize. We need to go face. We draw an untapped Snowland, we win.
Don't worry, I got you.
Boing. Yeah? Yeah? What the hell? No way! I could have played around that too. I could have kept this token from getting made. Oh, but that, God, the luck. You luck sack. Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. You know what? Suddenly I feel like I can't complain. I don't know why. It's fine. This is fine. Oh my god. That's 3 in a row. You think the shuffler has a balancing thing it does, guys? Do you think the shuffler has a way of balancing the world? I feel like it does. I feel like it does. I feel like... I feel like the shuffler has a way. There's only 3 in the deck. We just... That was epic. We made top 1,000 with this baby. Today's going better than expected. But can we keep it? Sus hand. We're gonna have to draw something to kind of stabilize. I'd feel so much better with a Divide by Zero, an Imrith, an Artifact Ramp, or a Leer. Okay, they have a Portable Hole. Or they have a Code Spell Cleric and they're lining it up for that beautiful sequence. Oh, the hell are you? What are you doing? Let's get that foretold. Field of Ruin. Sorry, Faceless Haven. You're not long for this world. I don't think we want the Jwari. It does help in a counter war, and I guess it's a land drop. I need something to use these Fading Hopes on, though, so I need to draw some kind of a creature quick. And I definitely want the Artifact Ramp, because mana advantage is one of the best things we have here. Okay, Spectral Adversary Fading Hope can be a sweet combo. I'm just going to slam that Memory Deluge, okay. 2 adversaries. Sure. Let's get one of these down. Blue-white control. We should be able to give them fits if we draw well. I just don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, are you going to counter this? Okay. They have 2 mana left. Let's try this again. Yeah. Rude. All right, our opponent's no fun. We can establish that our opponent's no fun. They're also just slinging their spells at anything. Like, there was almost no contemplation of Test or Talenting, a pretty weird card in Inscription. That's not necessarily a key to my deck, and they also didn't look through my deck. So, I don't know, man. They might be bad. Or at least thoughtless. So we can probably take advantage of them. We just have to be sneaky and find a way. Like, look at their main phase play. They're not giving any thought, really, to their to themselves, so, or how they're playing the game. So let's punish them for it. We will find a way. Just give me time. We will find a way. They just want to do all the memory delusion, go ahead. They want to do it all in their main phase, go ahead. You can have all the cards in your hand if you want, but if your life total goes to 0, you're going to lose. They might counter this, but if they do, they can't counter the Epiphany. Okay, those are in play. Imrith. Imrith is interesting, but we do need to play a spell to power up these satchels. We can also activate this. If the opponent Field of Ruins it, well, we can't really punish them, can we? We don't have anything to do with the 4 mana. Pretty brutal. Maybe I'm supposed to go for that, but I don't like being tapped out here. I want the Fading Hopes to bounce the adversary. They're probably going to go for Doomscar. Yep. Let's make them fight. Good. All that mana, nothing going on. And they also tap their Field of Ruin. So, what are they going to name? Probably Spell Satchel? Activated abilities associated with the name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. They're probably going to name Faceless Haven then, huh? See what they name. Yep. Okay, that's a good name. Smartest thing they've done this game. All right. How best to kill them? I think we need to make sure that the Epiphany happens. It's too bad we don't have the mana to play something else, but we want to play this while they're tapped low. All right, if we go for an Imrith, the opponent needs to resolve this. This could be a Doomscar. They need to resolve a Doomscar and a counter, which is totally doable for them. Our board is already good. and we have the ability to flash this in, play Divide by Zero. We also have the ability to draw cards off these. So we need to keep, we should keep things exactly as they are. When you pay this cost one or more times, put that many counters on the adversary, up to that many other artifacts, creatures, or enchantments phase out. Artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. You can phase out the Pithing Needle. Could phase out the Spell Satchels. Interesting. Second Pithing Needle. Sure. Pretty much a dead card here. They could name Spell Satchel, and then we don't draw, but we still get the mana. The mana is what's important. Foretell. That's frustrating. So they have 2 cards in hand. They have 10 life. They're trying to get a full home run Sunset Revelry. That's really frustrating. But we can power through it. I think we should play this adversary now, though. And we should leave up 3 mana. So I should use it once. What should I use it on? Or, you know, let them have their card, I guess? Let them have their card. They're just going to counter this, though. Well, if they counter it, I've still got 2 mana. I can even bounce another adversary. Alright. Let's try to take away their card. See what they do. I could phase out my other cards so that a Doomscar won't help them. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So now I have this 5/4. If they want a Doomscar here, it doesn't kill these. There we go. Oh, look, they're still shiny. How about them apples, huh? Bang. What are they going to do? Target it for removal? They have to sweep it, right? And now the Imrith is potentially lethal, but let's say go and use the Divide by Zero to fight the Doomscar. It's so close. I guess we can also divide our own adversary, can't we? Yes, we can. We can divide our own adversary and just play it again. I guess we'll see if they have the mana to recast the Doomscar. Yeah, they have it foretold. Right now they don't have it, but they can use Field of Ruin, and then they just need any untapped land to recast the Doomscar, and they might counter the Divide anyway. So what's the play? Make them have the untapped land? They've been playing loose. They've been playing really loose. They probably have a counter no matter what I choose. What a scumbag. Not the land. Well, let's see what they got. Last chance. Then I scoop them up. I hate you, but I admire it. But place, dude, stop playing the way you play. It's a bad look for all of us. I need some emotional recovery from that flood out against blue-white control. It hurt my soul. It really did. I think we should have had that, but our draw was mediocre, and then a billion lands. Let's try this. Also, Pithing Needle, really? I'm over it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm over it. It's fine. Oh, nice. Well, that's a lot of satchel, not a lot of spell, but this should be enough. There's the pack leader. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, that's so much mana. Let's see them play their troll here. And then bounce their troll. Untap. If we have an untapped land, we just play Leer. Yep. Ah, that's good too. No complaints. Now, I do need the land, but countering a troll sounds so nice. And we get to scry for it anyway. Let's see if they have the untapped. They do. They always do. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Make sure you do this right, kids. You'll get yourself in trouble if you, the auto tapper like really comes after you in this deck. Now the weird thing is all we have are 2 Leers and 2 Fading Hopes. We could flood out from here and it could get bad. Sure. You made a wolf. What else are you gonna do? Play this? Cool. This thing is such a pain. Can't block it, can't do much about it. Just gotta keep it off the field. Alright, let's draw some Divide by 0 action. This is okay. Do we race? We're at 14. Racing sucks. But if the opponent attacks with the wolf, we could power up Haven and block. Oh, that's a terribly loose line, isn't it? Pass. So we can triple phase. Have to decide how that works. Uh-huh. They're probably going to what? You're gonna activate one of these? Well, you still don't have an attack. It feels like I could get more out of this adversary. Like if I phased them on this combat phase, then they don't get an attack out of it. But I kind of just want the pressure. Let's not be too greedy. Again, make sure you add carefully. Hello. I'm gonna really regret not playing this as a land, although that chariot would be a big problem, huh? Let's work on killing them. This is scary. This is very scary. A lot could go wrong here. So we gotta be patient. Okay, what else you got? They threw away a wolf token. They play a troll. And a mammoth. They're tapped out. Okay, we need this land. Bounce the trampler. It's not the land. Oh my goodness. We can draw here with the satchel, but if it's the land, we can't cast it. So, my turn. Why didn't we foretell this epiphany? What was I thinking? Alright, that'll get us through the turn very well. We're at 8. I guess they can power up Haven and attack, can't they? That's scary. Well, we definitely need to do this. This sets up Epiphany. But we can't use it. I'm going to go with hand because I don't have time to play another Leer. Okay. Okay. So how do I make sure I stay alive? If they hit their land drop, power this up, attack, attack, I have to block something with the Leer. And I guess I just cast the Divide by 0 before that. And then I play this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then maybe power up Haven win. Yeah, they can lethal me if I attack with both, so that's not an option. But we do have to keep this going. All right, let's see how they want to play the turn. There's a lot of ways they could win this. They need to clear the way for the Leer. They need to get through the Divide by 0, which is face up. It's a lot. Okay, so right now we're going to 1. So we need to put the Leer in front of something. One of the 5s. And then we want to play the Divide by 0 before it dies, but we don't want to be dead to a Snakeskin Veil, which they could definitely have. So let's do this before blockers. I guess we're dead to Inscription this way, but we're not dead to Veil. Okay, resolves. If they have a +3, I'm dead. But if they had something like that, I think I would have seen it. If they had Inscription, they would have played it right there. It would have been lethal. The biggest buff they usually run. That makes a Reacher. And that doesn't stop it. So do I play the Mascot Exhibition first? Because right now they're pressure. They don't have any trample. And then we try to draw into a bounce spell. We could lose the Leer if they have a fight, but it's the last card in their hand. It does make sense for it to be a fight, though. It really does. We know it's not an instant, but Blizzard Brawl makes a lot of sense. There goes a Snakeskin Veil off the top. Huh. If they're playing the Paulo list, they only have one of those. They're not playing the Paulo list, though. That had no layers. Troll. Come on, Fading Hope. Come on, Fading Hope. Get me through this 9-9. I'll take a Spectral Adversary, too. Anything to get me through this 9-9. Oh. Okay. We could Mascot Exhibition again. This Troll threatens to be a 6-6 trample. We're at 3. We can put 2 4/4s in front of it. This threatens to be a 5-3 trample. We can put 2 3/2s in front of it, or a 4-3 and a 3/2 in front of it. Kill everything. Let's go. So many good draws they could have. Inscription of Ruin is such a blowout. Blizzard Brawl's a pain. They hit 3 forests. Count them, 3. But if they attack too much, Alrund's Epiphany will kill them. Oh boy. Oh boy. They're feeling something here. Everything but the 10-10? Interesting. Well, they can't think they're actually alphaing lethal here then. They have the mana to pump the pack leader, so we have to block carefully around that. So we do this and this. This can become a 5-3. Anything wrong with this? We still have to block here. Let's throw one of the Inklings at it. And then we have 2 spare creatures. Should we use our cards differently? Should we chump this and keep a 4/4? Does it matter? On the way back, when we play this Epiphany, I don't think it does. Inscription, 8. Inscription, I think, beats us no matter what, because they can like do a fight thing in the and redirect. And I don't think I can play around it. So if they make this an 8 and fight like the 4/4, they win. Since I can't play around it, we'll just go for it like this. No activation on the pack leader. Whole bunch of stuff dies. I didn't take any damage. So what's their post-combat play? Is it another Ren in 7? Another troll. Ooh, that's it! Right? They're at 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This should be it. But let's do this first. Beautiful. Even better. They still have this, but they don't have the mana to activate it, right? They need one more. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it's lethal. Let's just leave the mana up for the divide to be sure. Whoo, a close one with big green. Scary game. Can I have my top 1,000 back? Son of a... And we are back for the post-game wrap. Let's check the stats. Powered by Untapped.gg. Download in description, supports the channel. 80% win rate, 75% on the play, 100% on the draw. 4 and 1. It only took 53 frickin' minutes. We went from Mythic percentages up to... Well, we peaked at 936. Top just outside top 1,000. We were on the play 4 out of 5 games. Probably has a lot to do with our good record today. The deck probably It's weird to say this at the end of the video, but I know a lot of you like watch the thing and you're like, should I craft this deck? It has a lot of mythics. I don't know if I need 4 Imriths and 4 spectral adversaries in my life. I think the deck looked better today than it is. I've played with it a lot through various events, and I've had events where I won 6 and 7 games. I've also had events where I, went out at 3 and 3. The deck has a really nasty matchup with the aggressive mono white builds, like the hyper aggressive ones, and the blue white control matchup I think is better than it looked in this one, but that's a very good deck, so not surprising to fall a little bit. Playing against decks like Blood Money, Mono Green, and the slower white decks, it's challenging. You have to be good at bounce spells. I think that there's kind of a sacred art to the bounce spell, to the Fading Hope, the Divide by Zero. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's really obvious. You just put all the creatures, put it back in their hand. There's a timing question with all of these, as well as a targeting question, finding the right spaces to use them and how to use them. If you're good at bounce spells or you want to become good at bounce spells, this deck forces you to figure out bounce spells. And maybe that's good for you because it's one of those just tools in the toolbox of your future arsenal. But if you're not that great at bounce spells and you're not particularly interested in being good at bounce spells, this deck is probably not tier 1. It's probably tier 2 or 3. Adding other colors gives you more flexibility, the ability to adapt to more matchups. This deck is kind of running low on playables, hence, Inscription of Insight, Spectral Adversary cards you don't see in other decks. And because of that, it's probably not going to be like a min-maxer grinders style of deck. It's not the answer to the meta, but I do think it'll get you to Mythic if you enjoy this style. And if not, maybe you just enjoyed watching it. That's cool too. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Consider liking, consider subscribing, but definitely, no matter what, you're cool.